This is a jar of homemade pickles, and I'm going to completely transform it. With some 3D printing, custom labels, and a few questionable choices, this simple jar will become the ultimate holiday gift. Somewhere along the way, I'll realise I've gone way too deep into this pickle project, but there's no turning back now. To transport my pickles in style, I decided to make a special crate for them. After some mood boarding, I honed in on this classic Coca-Cola crate. I'm sizing my crate to fit 6 jars of pickles and will emboss my logo on the side. So let me introduce Brine and Shine. Now we have our crate idea and logo, I can do some 3D modelling. It barely fits on my printer and will take 8 hours to print. When you do multicoloured prints like this, it takes much longer because it has to change colours over and over again. And 8 hours later I had this crate as big as my head. It had a few dingleberries, but I cleaned them up with some nail clippers. Now, before I can start showing up to people's houses with my pickles, I need to make the labels. I make a lot of pickles, and it would be nice to get these jars returned after giving them out. So I'll be making 2 kinds of labels. One for the lid that's 3D printed with a call to action for returning the jars. And the second will be made on this label maker. It's nearly Christmas and I need to finish these labels. It's time to make some pickles. The basic idea for anyone who cares is you take a vegetable, add some salt and lots of effort, and a week or so later you'll have a lovely jar of pickles you can pack into even smaller jars. I cooked up a few label designs in Figma and worked into the night sticking them onto the jars. During this epic label session, my girlfriend got involved and made her own label. The next morning I started printing batches of lid labels and glued them on with super glue. The reason I need to 3D print these ones is because if I'm going to reuse them, I need to be able to wash them up, and paper will just get trashed, but this is basically waterproof. Just as I finished my pickle jars, I realised I had a problem. Because my brother hates pickles. I panic searched online, but then I remembered he loves Coca-Cola, and the solution was obvious. His very own Coca-Cola crate to stash 4 icy cold ones. It's perfect. With all my presents done, I could load up the wagon and start making deliveries. With my deliveries done, I could go home and relax. You know, before this project, I never used the multicolour feature of my 3D printer, but I'm actually really impressed about how it changes its look from a 3D printed model to something a bit more professional looking. So I'd recommend you give it a go. It takes a bit longer, but it's pretty cool.